Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? I've got coffee and sunshine. Jackie will be doing the centerpiece Saturday. So just hang tight. Centerpiece Saturday is what we're going to call it. That's this Saturday, okay? And for those of you that don't know, when I go on Saturday, it is at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time that I will be doing the centerpiece. Whoop, whoop. Are y'all ready to get started? We're going to get started. All right, my friends, you know how kits work around here. Those of you that are new, we're going to treat you as such. Okay? What does that mean? That means we're going to show you from start to finish how to make this kit. All right, y'all ready? Okay. So starting out, let me show you what comes in the kit. You're going to get some beautiful brown ribbon. Okay. Some orange ribbon with a black and white dot edge. And then you're going to get this stuff, which we're going to use more this year. Okay, so when we were doing the kits, we're going to do this instead of flex tube. Okay? You're going to see this in the patriotic kits and other kits. It's going to have the same effect as flex tube without the mess that y'all don't like about flex tube. How about that? Are y'all okay with that? All right. As of right now, yes, this kit is available. But however, if you are watching this on replay, it may not be. Okay? So I did put a list of the supplies anyway in the description. All right. You'll get pipe cleaners. And then you're going to get these cute little carrots. And look at this sign. Isn't that just adorable, my friends? Tina, guess what? Tina. Guess what, Tina? Guess what, Tina, guess what? You're not going to believe it. Isn't he so cute? Look at that face. That is a face that everyone can love, right? And then we're going to be using pre-cut mesh, okay? So now with using the pre-cut mesh, you don't even need scissors. Well, yeah, you do, because you still need to cut your ribbon. But at least you're not going to have to cut your mesh, all right? Tina, how did you guess? My husband is at Lowe's right now, and I told him to get me a new set of cutters while he was there. And this mesh is kind of like a denim-y. It's a smoke blue, but it's like denim to match the bib overalls. All right. How did you know what I was excited about, Tina? Huh? All right. For those of you that are not everyday crafters like me, have no worry. You don't have to run out and buy a big cutting mat, because in your kit, you will get a measuring tape, and you just stick it down. Hey, sis! And you just stick it down to your table, and it'll peel right up. Okay? Okay. And that's what comes in the kit. He is so stinking cute. All right. So in your pre-cut mesh, you get 40 pieces of mesh. All right. We're going to be using 2 of them at a time, and I'm going to make that look super easy, but I'll do it slow. All right. To load your board, you're going to need 20 pipe cleaners. All right, and then you should have 5 left over, but don't worry, we're going to use those, okay? All right, now what I do to make it super easy to load your board when you're using pipe cleaners, I take about 4 at a time, and I just kind of bend them, and I take them around my finger, give it a little crimp. Because I don't want it to crimp in half, because then it's difficult to just slide it into the holes on the board. So just fold them in half, give it a little crimp. And the other reason I take 4 of them at a time is to double check my count. Because we need 20, so that means I should have 5 batches of pipe cleaners with 4 in them. Today I know how to count. I have all the pipe cleaners that I need. All right. So I'm going to flip my board up, and I'm going to start on the outside and see how they just, if you kind of fold them in half, they're just going to slide right in there, and we're going to go every other using the 2 outside holes, like so. Notice how I'm holding my board up while I'm doing this. That makes it super easy for the pipe cleaner to go in. Okay, now we're going to go to the inside row, and we're going to go between, like that. Everybody with me so far? With me so far? For those of you who have done this before, you know how to load a board. Stick around, help out our new friends, in case there's something that I forget to tell them. Okay. All right, so we're going to tie our twist tie. And on your board, you'll see a line, and that's representing kind of like the center between the 2 holes. And you kind of want to twist tie your ties over that. And you just want to give it a couple turns, not too many, all right? And that's for the outside. And I pull up on mine to make sure that they're tight. And the trick to getting them flat to the board, my friends, is notice how I'm like laying them down flat on the board and then making my twist. So I pull up and I'm laying them kind of flat to the board and making my twist. Any questions? So anybody get any questions so far? All right. I'm going to kind of push those to the outside, out of the way. Now we're going to go to the center. And these, you kind of want to tie it like right over the hole. So you just kind of pull your pipe cleaner back. And do the same thing to get it nice and tight. Right over the hole. Notice how I'm twisting my twist down on the board. Like I said, that's going to make this pipe cleaner pretty tight against your board. Waiting for my brilliance. Tina, I am. I'm going to chain those bad boys to my workplace. Oh my gosh. That one pair of cutters that I have, y'all, I don't go through tools, like, because, you know, I buy good tools when I buy them. And I've had that one pair of cutters for 14 years. All right. Let me push this stuff out the way so y'all can see really clear what I'm going to do. So now we're going to put the mesh on. Okay, I can't believe I never got my cutters back either. Okay, now we're going to put the mesh on, and I'm going to show you how to do this super easy because we're going to use 2 pieces of mesh. Make sure that your factory edge is on the outside. Okay? You hear me? Make sure that your factory edge is on the outside. And we're going to grab 2 pieces. We're going to take 1 piece and then 2 pieces and give it just a little bit of overlap. Just a smidge. It doesn't have to be much. Okay? All right. And now we're going to go straight down the center and ruffle these 2 pieces together to make 20 inches. Everybody got that? Any questions? Here we go. And even if they come apart, no worries. We're just going to pick up the other piece just like so. And put them together. Don't worry, I will show you that again. Like so. Okay. Open up my next tie. 1 piece of mesh. 2 pieces of mesh. Line them up, my friends. It'll be easier. Okay. Go straight down the center. Notice that because I'm doing the 2 pieces of mesh, I'm kind of going after the mesh this time. Normally I don't chase after it, but I want my 2 pieces to line up. All right. Once again, gonna open my tie to get it ready. 1 piece of mesh down. 2 pieces of mesh down. Line them up, y'all. Okay. Notice I'm going to the other piece of mesh as I ruffle. Greg took them for something a long time ago, Deb, and I never got them back. We're talking like 2 years ago. I don't know what he did with them, where they went to. But I had bought a brand new pair of cutters, and I haven't seen them since. That's all I know. So he's at Lowe's grabbing a couple of things for the house, and I was like, hey, get me my cutters. Give me a new pair of cutters. I'll kind of overlap it a little bit more to see if it'll come with the other piece. Oh. Yeah, that did better. Anybody new here tonight? No, Deb, there's no telling. He probably used them to cut zip ties off of something. Whatever. But they disappeared. Gone. Poof! Thin air. Never to be found again. The pre-cut mesh is 10 inches. I think. Or it's 10 by... This one's 10 and a half. Because the mesh is 10 and a half inches wide, so it's 10 and a half inches long, is how it comes. No, he needs to find the pair he lost if he wants a pair of cutters, or he can have the old pair. But, For those of you that don't understand, if it's a tool in this house, even if it's a power tool like the circular saw in this house, it's mine, not his. And the mesh is smoke blue. My husband, bless his heart, okay, is not Mr. Fix-It. His name is Greg, not Tim the Two-Man Tailor, okay? Probably, Sandra. The other pair will probably turn up somewhere. Oh, I forgot I was out there cutting this. Hello, my friend. Anybody new here tonight? Anybody? We love our new friends. We love our old friends. Okay, now that we've got the outside, we're going to go to the inside, and I think we're just going to use one piece of mesh in each tie, because basically we're doing this for fullness and stability to kind of hold the sign up. And I really think one piece of mesh will do the trick. And that's the same thing, Tina, that kind of happens to my husband, but... Okay, I'm sorry, my bad. My husband is not Al Borland. How's that, Tina? Still no yellow. It won't be until midsummer, Lori. Midsummer. So you're going to use 2 pieces of mesh on the outside, 1 piece of mesh on the inside. Did you see where they knocked the wall down, Lori? Our favorite local store, y'all, is expanding out. So that's what me and Lori were talking about. Real quick, in case y'all were wondering. And they're also a distributor of Unique in the Creek boards. Yes, the ribbon shed. Tina, your daughter needs to make a shirt that says, I accidentally used my mom's wreathing tools. Now the cops are here. My pleasure, Lori. She's always Velcro dog with Mike. That is no surprise. Chica's being Velcro dog to Tiffany here lately. Well, Buster and Chica. Don't know why, don't care. Okay, so you should have 10 pieces of mesh left over. You can save them to do a flower, whatever you want. I personally am going to do something else with them. Okay, my friends. So I haven't used really any tools yet, so let's talk about the tools we're going to use from here on out. Now, you don't necessarily need these tools, some of them, but they're great to have. All right. And they're the tools that I recommend. Okay. Cobalt wire cutters. Like I said, I've had these for 13, 14 years, and they're lasted a really long time. Okay. Y'all have heard we're getting those replaced. If you can find them, these are really good scissors. You're going to need scissors. We're going to use some Klaus titanium scissors, Klaus, C-L-A-U-S-S. These are great scissors. These last me a long time. If you can't find those for cutting, I recommend these. These are, yep, you can get these at Walmart, and they're carbon titanium scissors. They're good for cutting your ribbon. The Measure Buddy you can get at uniqueinthecreek.com. And this is what we're going to be using to cut our ribbon. You can cut your ribbon 14 inches. You can cut your ribbon all the way up to 20 inches. All right. And then the other tool that I'm going to use is just a darning needle. Okay. And I'm going to use that to pull my pipe cleaners through. It's just a yarn needle. Okay. And they do sell these at uniqueinthecreek.com as well. All right. Everybody with me? Okay. Here we go. Step 2. We're going to cut our ribbon 14 inches. 10 pieces of each. Ribbon. Dun, dun, dun. once you measure out your ribbon tails, now if you don't have the measure buddy, all you need to do is measure out your ribbon tails 14 inches. So you're just going to take your ribbon, we're going to cut off that folded part, and just go like so, 14 inches. Okay? Then, like I said, you're going to need 10 pieces of each. When you dovetail, my friends, there is a right way to use a pair of scissors and there is a wrong way to use a pair of scissors. This is also why my tools last me a very long time. Okay, believe it or not. Let me educate you. In your scissors, and people love this explanation, but it's the truth, y'all. This is what it is. Please pick your mind up out of the gutter as I do this. Okay. This is the throat of the scissors. When you open your scissors up, this deep part is called the throat. I know. When you fold your ribbon up to make your dovetail, okay, you want the wire edge going into the throat of the scissor, not away from it, into it, okay, because this is the strongest part of your scissors. If you flip it around, what ends up happening is you end up ruining your scissors because they'll bow, and this part is not the strongest part of your scissors. If you do this correctly, watch, it's one snip. If you're doing it wrong, you saw at it and it's two snips and you're ruining your scissors. Okay, so when you fold your ribbon in half, you put the wire into the throat of the scissors, one snip. Okay, the big difference, and that's how you make a dovetail. All right. So that's 10 pieces of the orange ribbon. And then we're going to need 10 pieces of the brown and white ribbon. I'm so proud of y'all for keeping your mind out of the gutter. Look at you go. All right, so we need 8 more pieces of the brown. First time I ever gave that explanation, I was doing one of my retreats and I explained it, and you should see the look on people's faces. Like, I never want to explain that one in person again. Okay, now we're going to take one piece of each ribbon. 1, 2, and I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this because not everybody can do what I can do, so I try to show multiple different ways to do something. So the first way is the Jackie way. I believe I'm the only person that does this, but that's okay. All right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm going to kind of line up just my tips. Just my tips. This is open down here and I'm just lining up my tips. I'm going to take my finger, my little finger, and I'm going to put it in the ribbon to find center, and then I'm just going to ball my finger up in a fist. Now, the reason I do this is because, look, I got my ribbon, and then I can open my tie, okay? I can open my tie, because my ribbon's already got its pinch, and put it in my pipe cleaner like so. And then you want to tie that down. All right? Like so. Now, to get your ribbon to look the way that I do, next step is you gotta get the dimples out. Your ribbon will kind of dimple down. You want to push that up. Push the dimple up and out. Push the dimple up and out. And then pull your ribbon apart. Force it, y'all, okay? Make the ribbon do what you want it to do. All right? Now, not everybody can do the finger thing, okay? So this time we're going to want to make sure that our tie is open. I'll show you another way. Lay your ribbon down. Line it up like so. Like a so, like a so, like a so, okay? Fold it over. And then this time you're going to kind of crimp it. To find center, and then you're just going to ruffle it down, and then place it in your tie. Then you're going to do the same thing, unbubble, and pull apart. Everybody got that? Get it, got it, good. We're moving on. Line up the ribbon again, here we go. The finger thing again. Line your ribbon up. And you just want to take your ribbon and you're lining your tips up. Okay? Don't fold it and you don't want to crimp it. Okay? Take your index finger, put it in there to find center, and then roll your finger up. That's going to give you your pinch. Okay? And then place it in your ties. Once again, take your ribbon, line it up together. Roll it up, take your finger, find center, ball your fist up. Yeah, I think I'm the only person that does that, and people wonder why they can't get their ribbon to look like mine. I don't know. Try to do it like I show you. Just maybe. Just try it one time. Just, you know. Well, try it more than once. Because if you've never done it before, it might take a couple of times to get it the feeling of it. Know what I mean? Anybody got any questions so far? I'm going to guess you got a glue gun burn. Did you have your hot glue on low temp, ma'am? I'm telling y'all, y'all don't want to miss this kit. Ma'am, you need to get a low temp hot glue gun. Low temp, high temp, adjustable. You have no reason to have a hot glue gun on high temp. Just letting you know. You know, the reason you need a high temp, low temp glue gun, okay, number one, when you're dealing with styrofoam and stuff, like for an example, this is styrofoam. These are styrofoam, okay? If you use a high temp, that hot glue gun is going to melt your styrofoam and ruin your wreath attachment, okay? Low temp, high temp, my friends. All right. The only reason that your hot glue gun should ever be on high temp if you're needing very large amounts of hot glue. That's it. I promise if you actually get that kind of, you'll thank me later. Because when you get the hot glue on you, the burn will not be as bad. Will not be as bad. All right, my friends, let's put our sign on. Let me find the top of my wreath first. Okay. And I'm here to tell you, y'all, yeah, ask me how I know. I got some permanent scars from hot glue guns, y'all, before. Here it is. Y'all see that right there on my arm? Y'all see that white spot? Y'all see this? This is because of a high temp hot glue gun. This spot right here. Okay? High temp. It's a permanent scar. It's not going anywhere. Seriously. When I get low temp hot glue, it's not as bad, y'all. I'm here to tell you, save yourself. All right, so what we're going to do, let's put our sign on. Now, because I'm going to use a big bow, we're going to make a big bow. We're going to put this up a little bit higher. Okay, we're going to put this up high because down low, we're going to cover with a big bow. Okay, up high, down low. I'm not a fan of Sure Bonder. That's just me. Me personally, love what you like. I love the Gorilla Glue guns. I have a mini and a regular size. Okay, when you're pulling your sign down, y'all, you do not want to pull it down. You want to pull it down until you get just resistance. Okay? And I'm attaching my sign directly in the center in this tie right here. And then what I do with the leftover is I tuck it just back into one of the holes. That way the back of my board still stays nice and clean. Okay? On the bottom, directly on the bottom, I'm going to use this set of holes as well. Okay? Better late than never. Actually, I'm going to use the set. Yeah, I am going to use that set. I know what I was doing. I know what I'm doing. Y'all believe that? I prefer it because it has that whole high-low setting, and it's one of the few glue guns. I've never had any problems with it leaking glue, clogging up, nothing like that. That's why I prefer it. Okay, so we're kind of going to go around it just to make this even, just like kind of pull just a little bit of the mesh out on the sides, just to make it even around the sign, y'all. Because of how it is up at the top. Y'all see what I'm saying? We're just going to pull that out just a smidge. And now we're going to make a bow. Okay. All right, so this is the easy bow maker. My friends, if you're going to make a lot of bows, and even if you just make bows at Christmas, I highly recommend having a bow maker to help you. It will make your bows more consistent. It's got the measuring, and this one's the stow and go. Comes with a nice little carrying case. This is also something you can get at uniqueinthecreek.com. Thank you, Miss Tonya. Thank you, I appreciate that. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 2 pipe cleaners and we're gonna whoop those 2 together. We're gonna twist them together really, 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 really good. Really, really, really good. Keep twisting. Twisting the knot away. Okay. Okay? Everybody with me? And then we're going to grab our spool holder. Our spool holder. This comes with the Pro Bow Stow and Go. Looky! Mine. Yours. Mine. Look how shiny and new. Okay. All right, so we're going to get our spool holder out. Okay, so let me tell y'all something. Believe it or not, the way your ribbon comes off your spool holder is important, okay? You want to take your ribbon, see how it's going over, and put it down. Okay, you want your ribbon spinning off like this. If it spins off the backwards, then you're going to end up with twisted ribbon, so you don't want that. We're going to take our other ribbon, put it on spool, and do the same. All right. Now, the first thing that I do is I dovetail the end of my ribbon. I'm going to hide them, Deb. They're never going to find them. All right. And now we want a pretty big bow. Okay. Now, to make this, I'm going to make 7-inch tails. And then we're going to pinch, 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 pinch. At the pinch, we're going to make this side a 180-degree turn. 180. We're going to put the bad side up, my friends. The bad side up. Okay, that's kind of hard to tell on this ribbon, but this is the bad side. And then we're going to put it between the 2 fingers. These are called fingers, helping fingers. Okay. On our bow maker and hold it. Okay? See? Nice little twist, hold. Good side, bad side. Good side, bad side. The reason you want the bad side up is because you're getting ready to make your loop. Now, what you want to do to make your loop, hold your hand. I want a 7-inch loop, so I'm going to hold my hand there. 7-inch loop to the center. I'm going to pinch, pinch again. And then once again, we're going to do a 180 turn. Okay? Now we have our first loop. When you get to be better at it, you can just put your finger there to get your loop. And we're going to do that. We're going to do 2 more loops, my friends. Like I said, we want a pretty big bow. We want a bow to take up kind of a lot of real estate here. All right. We're going to do the same thing with our 1.5 ribbon. Now, pro tip, sometimes I have leftover ribbon lurking around and that I'll add in sometimes. Y'all know what I mean? Aha, so good question. To determine how big you want your bow to be, check this out. It is nice that this has measuring tools on it. That's a nice thing. So what you want to do before you make your bow is hold your bow maker up to your project and say, okay, well, I want a bow this big. So that's how you determine how big you want your loops. But I will tell you that 7-inch loops is the standard standard size bow that we use for wreaths. All right, so on the next color, the brown, we're going to go to about 6.5 on the loops. You're going to go down about 1/2 inch every color, every time you change out. See how I make that twist? Bad side up, because we're getting ready to come back over with our ribbon and you'll see the good side again. Everybody with me so far? Any questions? Any questions? Now we're going to come back to the orange. And this time we're just going to do 2 loops. And these were going to be about 6 inches. Like I said, you're going to go down about 1/2 inch every time you change colors. We're going to go back to the brown, and that one's going to be about 5.5 inches. We're going to test out those new cutters just here in a minute, y'all. The amount of ribbons that you make depends on the style bow that you're going to make. Where you're seeing is people use 6, 7, 8. I would use, typically, I can use up to 6 different colors, okay? But if you're seeing people use like 6, 7, 8 different, they're making these really large bows, and those are not wreath bows. Those are standalone bows. Those are bows like you would put on maybe a boxwood greenery wreath. It's a standalone bow. It's not a bow that you're going to put on a wreath. Does that make sense? Not all bows that you see people make are for wreaths. if I made a bow with long tails, to me, that's a standalone bow. I personally, just me personally, y'all, like, don't go saying, well, Jackie, like, I personally just don't like the way they look on wreaths. That's just me. I don't. Like, I put all this work into a wreath, putting my ribbon down and everything, and then we're going to put a bunch of tails on what, like, I don't like that. Like I said, that's just me personally. Okay? I'm allowed to have my personal opinion. Know what I mean, my friends? All right. So the same holes that we used, we're going to use these holes again to put the bow on. My friends, I'm just going to tell you this, and this is how I teach. This is how I will always teach. Okay? If you like the way that a bow looks on a wreath, then you do that. You do that. We were all given a different set of eyes. We will all be given a different perspective. I'm not going to say, per se, that this is the way it has to be, because it's not. We're creatives. We're going to do things differently, and I encourage y'all to investigate your creative side and get familiar with it, okay? Me teaching you the basics helps you learn how to use your materials, your bow makers, things like that, okay? But I am never going to be that person that says, that bow does not belong there, okay? I have my personal opinions. There's people that don't like the big bow trend. Well, that's fine. They don't have to like it. I personally like them. I've used them on wreaths. I've made them and sold them. Okay? It is all about what you like. And I'm just going to tell you, there's a lot of people out there that act like they're the authority on the subject on what a wreath bow is and a door hanger bow is, and they're not selling the product. They're not selling the wreaths themselves. They're just doing a really good demo for you on the bow makers and things like that. Okay? So the perspective is, are you trying to sell it or are you doing it for yourself? If you're doing it for yourself, do whatever makes you happy, my friends. Do whatever makes you happy. You didn't decorate your house to make anybody else happy, so make your bow to make yourself happy. Y'all with me on that? Everybody understand that? You got me on that? That's my lecture for today. All right, so what we're going to do to fluff our bow, we're going to pull our tails down first. I like to pull my tails down and get them out of the way. All right. Except for the two in the center, I leave those. Once again, personal choice, okay? But I will tell you, if you're struggling to fluff a bow, I start from the bottom, okay, my friends? And your ribbon kind of has a way that direction it naturally wants to go. So if you're fighting to get your loop up, you might want to switch directions, okay? And then you take your hand and kind of round your loop. Round that loop up, and that makes it all nice and pretty and fluffy. Now, I see some people, they flatten that bow out. You like your bow flat, you go right ahead. I don't care, it's not my wreath. We're going to pull these apart and round that bow up. Round that loop up. Like I said, now these two I'm pulling and they're not cooperating, so I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch it up, and it's more natural how they pulled apart. Okay? Now what I'm trying to do is get my brown loops between my orange loops to alternate. All right. And then once again. Now what I'm going to do, notice how I've got my tails. There's a lot of brown up here. And I don't need this many tails hanging around down here. I don't. Okay, we have our tails hanging around down here. So what I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to pull this one tail up from the center for my top loop. We're going to pull that up. All right, and we're going to cut that off to the length of my loop. And if you round it up nicely, it kind of gives an appearance of another loop. Okay? And then once again, I'm going to kind of twist these two, like really give them a good twist. Twist my tails. One tail's going to go up, the other one's going to go down. I'm going to cut this one about to the size of my loops. And there you have your bow. Now, my friends, in your bow, you can use one color, two colors. You can use as many colors as you would like. It's your bow. Are y'all still with me? Now, we want to make sure that we don't cover up his cute little face. Okay? And we still have plenty of ribbon left. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make just a smaller bow to put up here. Okay, look, we've got a lot of space up here. There's a lot of space up here. Okay? So we're just going to make a smaller bow. We're going to take our last pipe cleaner. And our last little bit of ribbon. Like I said, make a smaller bow. Now I'm still going to use 7-inch loops to go the distance. I'm just not going to put as many loops. So I'm just going to do one loop on each side, 7 inches. And then we're going to come in with the brown and do the same. This bow will not have tails on it like the other one does, because as we go down, our tails are going to be as long as our loop. So 7 inches, loop 6.5 inches. And now we're going to come back in with our orange. Like so. Once again, we're just going to do one loop. And then we're going to do the brown one more time. One loop of each. All right. When you're done, take your pipe cleaner, crisscross applesauce. That'll make it easier to get your bow off the bow maker because it'll hold your stack. Pull that up and out. And then you're going to want to tighten this down, y'all. You cannot just leave this because then otherwise you will have a sloppy bow. It will not fluff properly, okay? You're going to have to tighten this down. If you don't have the hand strength, y'all, use a zip tie instead. Okay? For this bow, we're going to go up here with our, those are going to be the holes that we're going to use. I bet y'all can hear me now. My battery died. I checked my battery. I always check it before I go live. I thought I had enough. All right, so as I was saying, instead of flex tube, this is what they call corsage ribbon, typically used for corsages, but we're going to use this in lieu of flex tube because a lot of people don't like flex tube because they think it kind of makes a mess. They don't like having to deal with it, right? So we're going to cut, I think we just need 12 pieces of this, 24 inches. Yep, we're going to cut 12 pieces of this 24 inches. Don't go pulling, well, you can pull and tug on this one. It's not going to stretch the way that flex tube does. It is not wired. It's just a really lightweight, it's kind of like, all it is basically, y'all, is stretched out and flattened flex tube. Like I said, it comes on a roll. That's the whole reason that we decided to start using it this year. For the kits instead of flex tube. That's 6 pieces, 24 inches. I need 5 more pieces. And you will see after that there is plenty left because this is a 30-yard roll. There's plenty left for other projects. Plenty left. And then it's easy to store this, just like storing your ribbon. So that's one of the reasons, like, this was the Jackie compromise to help those people that don't really like flex tube because of the mess, maybe start using flex tube. Y'all know what I mean? All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take 2 pieces. Okay, because we really want to add some green and color in here to break some of this monotony up. 2 pieces end to end. Make a loop. And then we're going to make a bow. Okay? We're making a bow. We're making a bow. And then we're going to put 1 set in each tie around the outer edge. You want to make sure you pull it apart. That way they can see like so. You'll see like so. Take 2 pieces, end to end. Loop them around, meet in the middle, find center, make a bow. And then put 1 in each tie. Y'all see? It acts just like flex tube without the So I hope for those of you this will be the compromise, you know, and you'll like this. Let me know what you think. Like I said, we're using this to put some green in. What do y'all think of how that looks so far? Are y'all gonna like dealing with this better than flex tube? Did I lose y'all? So this will be easier to deal with overall for those people that aren't familiar and just really, they don't like dealing with flex tube. So this will be like the y'all know what I mean? I'll show you what it looks like up close. See? And last are carrots. Okay. Using my new wire cutters, we're going to cut a bit of the stem off. Oh, and they cut like butter. Like butter. Yay. All right. Going from the top of the wreath, because, you know, we don't want the carrots pointing down. We want them pointing up. We're going to put our first one kind of a little bit under the bow. Just a little bit. We're going to try to, like, I think we want that peeking out of the bow a little bit, maybe. No. No. Yeah, maybe more right there. Okay, and we're actually, you don't have to, but we're actually going to go around a bit of the carrot to tie it in. So we're going to put it right there, about. So with our stock, we're going to stab that down into the mesh. And then around our carrot, we're going to use our pipe cleaner and really tie that down in there, like so, and then tuck your pipe cleaner out of the way. Okay, and that's going to hold your carrot in. Believe it or not. All right. And then we're going to come down just a little bit lower on this side with the other carrot. Notice how I'm trying to aim them up, y'all, because I don't want it sticking straight out like that. I kind of want them aimed up. We're going to take that tip, we're going to jab that down into the mesh. And then once again, we're going to use that pipe cleaner to tie it in. Now you can either cut your pipe cleaner. I'm just tucking it away. Now these out on the outside, we're going to have to cut those because that's pretty white. We don't want that. We don't want those sticking out. And then the other one, and once again, I'm aiming it up. I pulled too hard on that. That was my fault, y'all. I was heavy-handed with my flex tube there. Don't do that. Don't be heavy-handed like me. Okay, because I already cut that pipe cleaner and that happened. For those of you that do have a hot glue gun, I'm going to show you that you can actually just put these carrots in with a hot glue gun, and it might be easier for some of y'all. You're just going to hot glue the snot out of the tip and then just up the back a little bit. Okay, that's going to be your back where the glue is at. And then you're just going to cram that down in there in your mesh. Okay, and that will hold. It's not going to go anywhere. Ta-da! What do y'all think? Y'all enjoy? Y'all enjoyed? Everybody enjoyed? Do y'all want to see the other kits that I will be doing for y'all before you run out of here really quick? Because, you know, the kits sell out fast. I have the kits if y'all want to see the ones that I'm going to be making for y'all. Y'all want to see them? Y'all want to see them? You want to see them? All right, let me set this to the side real quick and I will show you. And then also, I think Lori will show you tomorrow if she hasn't shown you the kits that are available right now, because there's several of them and it's hard to choose, okay? But we brought this one back by popular demand. This one I will be doing with you Saturday. This is the duck kit. And it comes with your duck, 2 baby chicks and picks and ribbon. I don't want to open the packaging yet. Rectangle boards. Plenty of greenery. Okay. That's one kit. This is going to be my favorite kit. All right. This one is going to be done on the oval board. I didn't really want to open the bags, but you can't see the sign. So, look at that sign, y'all. It's beautiful. I love this kit. Love this one. And it comes with lots of goodies. Floral goodies. And it comes with the deluxe matching ribbon. Swiss dot, we love this one. All right. Like I said, that one's going to be done on the oval board. And then I've got one more that I'm going to be doing for y'all. And I can't remember which board this one's going to be on. But this one's got lots of goodies to it as well. Let me see if I can flip the sign around. This is a really, really good everyday wreath, my friends. We've got some nice Harlequin ribbon, which Harlequin ribbon, I love Harlequin ribbon, y'all. Harlequin ribbon, just a really good black and white earth tone kit. That's not lemons, that's roses, Tina. That's roses. I mean, I'll do something with lemons. Don't worry. This one will be Saturday night. Saturday night, we're going to do the duck kit. And that's going to be a centerpiece. And this one was brought back by popular demand. Did this kit last year. Y'all loved it so much. People could so we brought it back this year. All right. All right, my friends. Y'all have a great rest of the evening. You better go get your kits. Okay, they won't last long. And don't forget to use my affiliate link when getting your kits. All right. I couldn't remember, Tina. Thank you. The home site is on the ring board, y'all. Thank you. All right. Y'all have a great rest of the week. Okay. Okay. I will see y'all Saturday. Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.